before I left the surgical center. Right. And, they gave me.
Let me let Chad sit down there.
I'm not taking any more of those things.
Well, that wasn't the plan, but I miss y'all too much.
Welcome to the Town of Abingdon, Virginia Planning Commission regular meeting. We appreciate your interest and we encourage public participation in our meeting. Your comments are important to our decision-making process. Please note that there will be two opportunities during the meeting for you to address commission members. The first will come when I ask for public comment for items not on the agenda. The second will come if there is a public hearing once the chair declares the hearing open for comment. In each case, anyone addressing the commission shall approach the podium, give your first and last name, and your complete physical address. Comments must be limited to 3 minutes. Roll call.
Mr. Austin.
Present.
Mr. Johnson.
Present.
Mr. Thompson.
Present.
Mr. Pennington.
I made it. Present. Sorry.
Mr. Sproles.
Present.
Mr. Wilson.
Present.
And Mr. Schuman.
Present. All right, the next order of business is approval of the minutes for the July 28th, 2025 regular meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? If not, is there a motion that they be approved as submitted?
So moved.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right. Any additional discussion? If not, if you would call the roll.
Mr. Austin.
Aye.
Mr. Johnson.
Aye.
Mr. Thompson.
Aye.
Mr. Pennington.
Aye.
Mr. Sproles.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
And Mr. Schuman.
Aye. Next order of business is public comment for items not on the agenda. Is there anybody signed up to make public comment? Is there anybody in the audience who would want to make public comment? All right. If not, we'll move on to the first certificate of appropriateness. Gabe, do you want to mention the fact that Jerry Sines cannot be here tonight?
Sure.
So
The applicants did plan on being here, but some medical issues came up, and so talking with Kenny, we felt that these were still pretty straightforward applications. So obviously, it's the board's discretion, the commission's discretion, but we felt that a motion could possibly be made unless you guys have some other additional questions. But yeah, we'll kind of go from there and see what's the pleasure of the commission.
it appeared that these potential certificates are pretty much cut and dried. If for some reason there is a disagreement, we can table it, but otherwise, it doesn't appear to me that it would be appropriate to delay for no particular reason. So anyway, the first certificate of appropriateness, Jerry Sines, applicant Jesse L. Owens and Charles O. Bird, owner. Certificate of appropriateness for non-illuminated projecting and window signage located at 252 West Main Street, Abingdon, Virginia, 24210, parentheses, parcel 012-1-131, in parentheses. Staff report.
Yes, all things custom applicant, Jesse L. Owens and Charles O. Bird, owners, and Jerry Sines Incorporated representative have requested approval of a certificate of appropriateness for non-illuminated projecting and window signage located at 252 West Main Street. This property is located in our Central Business District, B3. Background, all things custom currently occupies 252 West Main Street, Suite 1. Staff findings, the applicant proposes to install a 3-foot by 3-foot non-illuminated double-sided CNC carved HDU projecting sign attached to the primary north elevation using a painted black steel brackets as shown in the rendering provided. So here's the primary facade. Here's what the sign would look like, and it would be placed approximately here between the second and first stories. It's similar to other kind of projecting sign styles that we have in the entrance corridor. Next, the applicant proposes to remove the existing pink vinyl graphics applied to the primary north elevation, pre-finished black aluminum frame commercial window, and install a 36 square foot teal vinyl graphics with a 1.5 inch thick teal vinyl graphics border as shown in the rendering provided. So again, it's the same size, just the border's the new piece, but they're just looking to remove the pink vinyl that's here and replace it with a teal one that matches the color scheme of their proposed projecting sign and centering it more on this window here. So kind of bringing everything a little bit more into cohesion in terms of the design. And that's all I have for you. So again, here's the primary elevation. The proposed projecting sign will go approximately here in this area. And then the next one is, again, that window signage, removing the pink one, putting the same size, and then just centering it and putting a border around it. If you have any questions for me, I can answer them. If not,
Anybody on the commission have any questions for Gabe? If,
I was, like, it's just gonna be the letters, right, in the box?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me
It's
clarify
not
that.
like they're putting up
No.
a board up there like it looks like that?
No, so imagine the black is the window.
Okay.
So it's just
Okay.
the blue and everything. So
That's
this
all
is
I
just the
sure.
negative, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No, that's the same question I had when I first got the rendering. I said, you're not putting a full black background on it, right? They go, no, that's just the negative, so. It'll just be the blue that you see here.
Thank you.
Yep.
additional questions? What's the pleasure of the commission? Is there a motion?
Yeah, I'd make a motion, we accept the application as submitted.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All right. Additional discussion? If not, if you would call the roll.
Mr. Austin?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson? Mr. Pennington?
Aye.
Mr. Sproles?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
And Mr. Schuman?
Next order of business is certificate of appropriateness, Jerry Signs, Inc. applicant, Johnson Center, Inc. owner, certificate of appropriateness for internally illuminated freestanding signage located at 480 East Main Street, Abingdon, Virginia, 24210, parentheses, parcel 014-6-1 in parentheses. Staff report.
Liberty Tax applicant, Johnson Center Incorporated owner, and Jerry Signs Incorporated representative have requested approval of a certificate of purpose for internally illuminated freestanding signage located at 480 East Main Street. The property is located within their general business district, B2. Some background, parcel 014-6-1 is known as the Johnson Center and contains multiple businesses. You've seen many signs in this past few weeks come for different businesses that are located on that same parcel. Staff findings, the applicant proposes to install two 6-foot by 5-foot, 30 square foot internally illuminated acrylic with applied vinyl graphics panels set within the existing painted blue steel cabinet as shown in the rendering provided. The existing painted black iron post from which the painted blue steel cabinet is hung will remain unchanged. So again, here's the view of the primary elevation of the building, and here's the existing freestanding sign and cabinet. It has the existing businesses sign in there, but that will be removed, obviously. Again, existing sign on its own. This is what it will look like. So really, it's just switching out the faces. Nothing else is changing.
Questions for Gabe?
That's the only sign that's being presented, right? No other?
Yes, that's
Okay.
the only one. Yep, yep. And then they're allowed to have this right here. They don't need a permit. It's just they take it in and out as for business hours and everything. So that's the only one that they're changing.
What's the pleasure of the commission? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any additional discussion? If not, Gabe, if you would call the roll.
Mr. Austin,
Aye.
Mr. Johnson,
Aye.
Mr. Thompson,
Aye.
Mr. Pennington,
Aye.
Mr. Sproles,
Aye.
Mr. Wilson,
Aye.
and Mr. Schuman.
Aye. Next order of business, certificate of appropriateness, Frida DeBusk, applicant owner, certificate of appropriateness for exterior changes located at 270 West Main Street, Abingdon, Virginia, 24210, parentheses, parcel 011-8-3, in parentheses. Staff report.
Frida DeBusk, owner/applicant, has requested approval of a certificate of purpose for exterior changes to the primary north elevation of the building located at 270 and 272 West Main Street. Excuse me. It's located in our Central Business District, B3. Some background on the site itself. According to Places and Time, Volume 2, written by Nancy C. King, Charles F. Hurt, a nephew of W. W. Hurt, acquired the property in 1906. A dwelling was located on the property upon Charles F. Hurt's acquisition, but was damaged in the 1914 fire and subsequently repaired. In 1935, the dwelling was removed and the lot was subdivided. Lincoln Theaters Corporation of Marion, Virginia acquired 3 lots in 1939 and built the Zephyr Theater. The Zephyr Theater was Abington's first modern movie theater, although moving pictures have been shown for some years at the Opera House, now known as the Barter Theater, the Dixie Theater, and Sawyer's West End Moving Pictures Theater. In the 1940s, a fire damaged the interior and exterior of the building, but was repaired and opened to the public soon after. The Zephyr Theater closed circa 1963, and the property was purchased by B.F. DeBusk in 1967. The theater building was occupied by DeBusk Furniture Store and now serves as an antique store and a barbershop. Staff findings. The applicant proposes to undertake the following items. So as you see here, this is the existing primary elevation of the building. Remove the existing painted wooden sheathing from the northern elevation, so you can see that the paint is peeling off in various sections and the wood sheathings seen here. Repair the damaged CMU block wall with a Portland-based cement as needed. Paint a thicker border around 270 and 272 West Main Street using a paint known by Black Bean, as shown in the rendering provided. Paint the area woodland stone within the thick border painted Black Bean, as shown in the rendering provided. Here's the rendering that I'm speaking of. Paint existing painted green U-type steel awning roof cladding, black again as shown in the rendering provided, so right here. And then reattach the existing red and white Zephyr Antiques wall sign within this section right here. The only staff recommendation, because this will have to be an encroachment to actually get the wood sheathing off and repair the block and everything, is that staff is recommending the encroachment period for the ECCOA request should not extend beyond 3 weeks in total. So, and I think I've been told by the applicant that they might do this in phases. Phase 1 will be taking down the sheathing and looking at it, assessing it, what needs to be repaired. The encroachment would be taken away and then put back once they're ready to mobilize again and repair and paint. So, like week and a half here, week and a half there kind of thing. So, again, here's the existing, and this is what they like to do moving forward.
Questions for Gabe?
They're just painting the sheathing, right?
So they're going to take off the sheathing totally and then paint the block. They're going to paint the block.
Okay.
But they need to repair the block because from historical research, this building, when it was a theater, used to have steel panels on it that would be reflective. And then after the panels got removed, some wood cladding got put on, so the block probably has some holes in it. And so before they paint it, they want to repair any holes or any damage to the block that occurred from those previous claddings. And then they would just paint it.
Okay.
Additional questions? The applicant, you're welcome to make a presentation if you want to, but you're not, certainly not required to.
I think he did a great job.
I just wanted to make sure you knew that you had the opportunity.
I appreciate that. I just want to thank Gabe and Isaiah for helping me with this since I'm kind of starting to take over things for my mother now.
Any additional questions or discussion? Is there a motion?
I'd make a motion that we approve the
certificate of change as presented,
Okay,
certificate of appropriateness.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any additional discussion? If not, if you would call the roll.
Mr. Austin?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mr. Pennington?
Aye.
Mr. Sproles?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
And Mr. Schuman.
Aye. Yeah.
Before,
And I think you wanted to have a discussion with, about the facade improvement with Isaiah.
Yep, so I have Isaiah Thomas here, so this ECCOA request will also be part of a facade grant program, so just to give a review to the applicant of what's required for that program, but also gives us the opportunity to hear more about the facade grant program, whoever else would be interested in updating their facade.
Absolutely. So I think you guys have seen quite a few of these over the years. The facade grant program is something we do to incentivize on our enterprise zone. That's a state zone that we set. We're a Main Street town. Pretty much all of our businesses along Main Street. So our entire Main Street corridor, along with Cummins Street, is in what we call an enterprise zone, and allows you to get some grant, or they're actually reimbursements, but they call them a grant for either capital improvement within that zone or for job creation in that zone. In order for us to offer that and get access to those funds, we have to have some of our own incentives, and one of those is the facade grant. Previously, we've changed it this year. Previously, it was based upon square footage, and they had 3 brackets, which was 2,500, 5,000, and 10,000. And then based upon your square footage, you could get up to those certain amounts. We've changed it this year, and we just have 2 $10,000 grants and 2 $5,000 grants, because that $2,500 really just doesn't go far in today's society. So the way that it works is it's a reimbursement. So they cover the total costs, keep the receipts, and then once the project's completed to the town's liking and everything's been signed off on and all the permits are pulled like they wanted them to, then we'll reimburse them for the amount. And it's a 50-50 matching grant. So if you apply for the $10,000 grant, it's $20,000 in total improvement, and they're covering 50%. Now they can obviously pay more than go over that if they want, but they have to at least match their 50% match with us. The overall goal of this is to increase the streetscape of Abingdon. We kind of target properties. We ask everybody that probably would want to, but there are some that I go out and try to recruit that are a little bit in disrepair. And this one was one that, I reached out to Mr. Bus last year and just wasn't on the cards for it last year, but she seems motivated to do it this year. And I'm not going to throw off on the building, but it could use some rubbing and some massaging. I think a piece of that has actually fallen on the street before of that building. So, but yeah, the facade grant is, I think it does a lot for our streetscape, especially in buildings that deserve to look like Abingdon looks. So this is one of them. We're going to have a couple more probably come before you that I think will help, especially in this area. The building right next to it, which is the optician's building that they both came before last time, I think 10 years ago. It was part of a Main Street grant, which was not a town thing. It was just an affiliate of the town. So they go again. But, yeah, that's the facade grant. Pretty clean. And we're happy to do it.
And when they submit stuff to you, they have to keep track of all their receipts, correct?
Yep. So the biggest thing on the facade grants is we want compliance. So we're not trying to sidestep anything we would require otherwise. So all building permits that might be required, any COAs that would be required, they have to go for. All our signage has to be approved. One thing we did change recently is we used to continue to charge for the permits they may need to get. We kind of started doing if you're part of a facade grant, then you waive the permit fees. And that's just because it doesn't make sense for us to give them money and then take it right back in the permit fees. We want as much as it to go to the improvement of the property. So we do waive the fees if you apply for it. Yeah, they have to, be in compliance with all other rules and regulations the town has. But we like it. And, I forgot to talk, what qualifies. So any exterior improvements qualify. Signage can also qualify. They can get their facade grant for signage. That's actually why we bumped it up and got rid of that square footage requirement, because most tenant spaces in town are 1,500 square feet and less. So it was like $2,500 max, 5,000 total, and signage today is what pretty much what signage goes for. It would max out the budget. We were just getting signs, and signs they look better when they're fixed, but the overall facade of the building is what we were trying to aim it towards. So exterior of the building, facades, anything that has to do with landscaping or streetscape. The only thing it won't really qualify for is we're not going to improve parking lots, and we won't improve mechanical equipment. Just not what it's intended for. Yeah. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Now, this is through the auspices of the Economic Development Authority, is that correct?
Yeah, well, so the Economic Development Authority partners the town. So this comes out of the town's budget. It's budgeted every year in the general fund and goes to the Economic Development Department. The EDA has covered some facade grants. So in years past, there's been a couple of years where we had more applicants than there was enough in the funds to do so. And we've partnered with the EDA to cover a couple of those. And then there have been some applicants that aren't in that enterprise zone. They're outside of it, but still, in the relative scheme of things in town, you're pretty much still on Main Street, and the EDA has been able to cover those, even though it didn't qualify for our footprint.
And again, just to
Questions?
clarify, just because I think there were some questions last time one came, the Plan Commission is the first step they would go through to make sure that their project that they're applying to Isaiah for is approved. Because like Isaiah mentioned, they have to be in compliance with our signage, if they need a COA, all that building, all that kind of stuff. So just to kind of clarify that, because I remember maybe 2 meetings ago, there was some question about that, but yeah.
Any questions for Isaiah? Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Isaiah.
All right, next order of business is old business matters not on the agenda. Excuse me. Discussion concerning Planning Commission member comprehensive plan chapter selection.
So you guys have had some time to kind of go through what chapters or chapter that you would like to kind of spearhead. We can either kind of go down the line, or whoever wants to kind of go first and say, what you would be interested in spearheading. The next step would probably be, once we've got, at max two commission members to a chapter, would be to schedule a time when that board or whoever's kind of involved with that kind of section of that chapter, to have you guys go to one of their meetings just as an introductory kind of start, just to be like, hey, we're here just to listen to what you guys have heard, what's needed, what could we improve upon in the comp plan. It's better to probably start with the intro meeting than you guys just showing up to one of their meetings and going, hey, we're here now. But, this is what we're going to do. So just a way to form that bridge, form that partnership that I've seen in the comp plan. Some chapters are well developed, some are a little less. So it's, again, that might maybe just been how things were coordinated before, but our overall goal is to have an updated comprehensive plan where every chapter's up to the standard that Abingdon deserves, and so that we make sure that we plan for the next 5 years adequately in all aspects.
Now, do you have a list of volunteers for the different sections? I mean, because I think, can you share that with us, or should you share it before the next meeting, or how do you want to do that?
So I was just going to go, I've got a list here, and I'm going to share the list once we've assigned them tonight and everything. But I know, Kenny, you brought up introduction before. Mr. Wilson, I know you gave me 2 last week. I can't remember what they were, but I think one.
Utilities and economic development.
Mr. Thompson, you also, I think, said, did you say tourism was one?
Economic development and tourism, yeah.
Now, I'm pretty flexible, so if you've got a chapter that nobody's volunteered for, I'm happy to be assigned that.
Okay. I'll put you down for introduction first, and we'll see what else people want to do. Yes, Mr. Pennington, did you have any in mind that you?
No, I'll be completely flexible in terms of being able to fill in, or, again, nothing that one way or the other. Happy to be whatever is needed.
Okay. Mr. Sproles, do you have anything?
Kind of the same sentiment. You can kind of plug me in where as needed.
Go over those again.
So we've got introduction, people, neighborhoods, and land use, transportation. Economic development has 2 people so far, so we're kind of at our max with that. Parks, recreation, and open space. Given your experience on the HBRB, there's arts, culture, and history. Tourism, environmental and quality of life, public utilities, facilities, and services. And then depending on if we get more money or something, we're thinking about maybe, or kind of kicking around the idea of like a downtown specific area. Like a downtown specific chapter that we would develop, so.
To be honest with you, wherever you want to plug me.
Okay. Mr. Austin, do you have a preference?
I have no, well, I did write down parks,
Parks, okay.
excuse me, parks. Beyond that,
You said there's 2. Is there enough, like, how many do we need to be on? Do we need to be on 2? Do we need to be on 3? How many?
You can be on how many you
Because if
want.
you've got 2 I mean, how many do you have in that list, and how many?
So I've got 1, 2, 3, got 10.
Okay.
And so the max we can have, because then we have to publicize it, is two commission members.
Right.
If it's 3, then we have to publicize, and we don't want to have to do that. Or have that always be like a thing where you're going to a meeting for EDA or the HBRB or whatever, we're going to have to post it every time. Mr. Johnson, is it okay if I put you on the history, arts, and culture, since you've been on the HBRB before, so you kind of have a lay of the land with that?
I'm very cultural.
Okay. Sounds good.
What's up?
Let's see here.
Lisa would crack up.
Transportation, Mr. Pennington?
That's fine, absolutely, yeah.
Mr. Sproles, do you want to do environmental and quality of life? And again, you just be going to these meetings more to, the point of you going to these meetings is more just to listen and hear what those staff or that specific board has seen, what we need and possible, and then relaying it back here and kind of being that bridge to the planning commission. So if you're,
And each of these have regular schedule, I mean, we're talking.
yeah. So the EDA is on a regular schedule, and so we wouldn't have you go to every meeting in a sense, but it'd be like when we think it's appropriate, we would do kind of that schedule, that first initial introduction, then once we really get going into the updating, I would be in contact with you or our firm that we hire, and they would make sure that everything's coordinated, so you guys would know well in advance, hey, there's a meeting this day, well, if you could attend, just to be kind of that bridge in here, and then every planning commission, we would kind of go over like what's been talked about at that meeting. So 1 month, Mr. Thompson might have something to say about tourism, and then maybe the next month, Mr. Wilson might have something to say about the public utilities and facilities. So it won't be like every month everybody's saying something. It might be a little bit different. So, would you like me to put you down for environmental and quality of life, or is there another one that you maybe are thinking more about?
No. I'll probably do the parks and rec.
Okay. So I've got Austin and Sproles for Parks and Rec. I still need one for people, neighborhoods, and land use.
I don't mind doing that along with the introduction.
And then I just need one for environmental and quality of life. That's the last one. And Wilson's already done 2. Schumann's already done 2. So is there anybody else that's really?
I'll do, I mean, that's fine, I'll pull my.
And then if we end up getting more money for a downtown specific version, I can reach out, and then whoever's maybe interested in doing that part can help on that one. So for the remaining ones, just to have a backup too, I'll assign Mr. Austin. I'll assign you another one if that's okay.
yes, sir.
do you have a preference on like what kind of realm of?
I had a complete list, but the dog ate it before I got
Oh,
it.
the dog ate your
No,
homework?
sir, it
No,
doesn't
okay.
matter.
Sounds
Whatever's
good.
convenient.
Okay. Mr. Thompson, I think you've given me two, so you're set. Mr. Johnson, I'll look for one more. Unless you-
Land use.
Land use, okay. Okay, and then, Mr. Sproul, same thing, I'll look for one more
Is
possible.
there just one on transportation?
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, Penny, yeah,
Alright.
Chad's on that one, so I can put you on that one. Mr. Austin, how would you feel about, public utilities, facilities, and services? How would you feel about that?
That'll be fine.
I think we're all set for right now.
You want to, when we do the agenda for the next meeting, you want to share all that, so.
Yes. Yeah. I'll also be sending out an email just like with the list and just saying who's with what, so this way you've got a reference as well.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yep. So I'll send an email out tomorrow, and I'll just have this list and who's assigned to what. And then our next step is to, well, for me, to draft the RFP to get a firm. Again, we're not looking to do a full rewrite, because we have a good base. It's just more of an update, because times change, projects change, our focus changes. And then drafting the RFP, get a firm to update it and run the public meetings and everything. And then, but your guys' next step would be, which I will coordinate, will be with just meeting with those boards or the staff, and just as a more of an introductory piece, just to say, hey, we're going to be in some meetings with you. We're just really here to listen and be a bridge to the planning commission as we go ahead and update our chapters. Because this way, each chapter is up to the standard that it should be, and that we're ready for the next 5 years. So, that's all I've got for you. Aside from there's one COA waiver. They've already gotten building permits. It's for a building that had a car go through it.
That's a disgruntled client with Philip Pearl.
So that's the reason why the plywood's up and everything. So they're working on it. They've pulled.
Was
building
that just
permits.
one car hit
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Man,
I actually texted
Hit it
Philip.
hard.
Yeah. So, but other than that, it was just that one waiver and then picking out these chapters. And so that's all I have for you. If you have any questions for me, more than happy to answer. If not,
Questions for Gabe? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned.